We've never seen an MVP candidate quite like Nikola Jokic before. Maybe you see shades of Arvydas Sabonis or Larry Bird in his game, but the Joker is truly a unique player. Unlike Bird, he has the ability to really throw his weight around in the low post, making him a nightmare mismatch in a league that is very switch happy. Take any non-center or even a good chunk of centers in the league, and it's an absolute headache for them to deal with him in single coverage. So while teams are forced into double teaming him in mismatch situations, it becomes a pick your poison situation as he has become an absolute savant at both finding the open man and manipulating defenses with his eyes and pass fakes. While Arvydas Sabonis was a really similar player to Jokic in passing and shooting ability for his size, Sabonis came to the NBA after his prime and wasn't able to do the same guard actions Jokic can do, such as come off of pin downs and initiate inverted pick and rolls as the ball handler. This versatility to Jokic's game, coupled with the fluidity of him blending it all together, has made him a formidable opponent offensively. But it goes even deeper than that for Jokic. In addition to this incredibly deep and wide skill set, he has a grasp for the game that is rarefied air even for NBA players. He knows where his teammates are, and he has mastered reading defenses to the point where it literally feels like this guy has eyes in the back of his head. So in this episode of Drawing the Defense, we're going to break down the X's and O's of what he's thinking in 7 plays that will have you scratching your head in amazement that he can analyze so much all in real time. We'll start by watching each play in real time, then we'll back it up and analyze what's going on. So let's get started. Alright, so in this example, we see Jokic in the low post, which usually means that he's going to see a double team because he's so good at scoring in the post when help isn't sent. So as he backs his man down, he's analyzing where the help is coming from. At this moment, he sees out of the corner of his eye that Olynyk is helping on the baseline and leaving his man in the corner. The next thing he's trying to see is whether John Wall will help on the man cutting from the corner to the basket. This is pretty poor awareness from John Wall, and Jokic feels comfortable enough to flick the ball over his head to the cutter for a layup. Here we see Monte Morris set a pin down for Jokic, and I just want to mention that I love the creativity of the Nuggets offense, as you almost never see pin downs for centers, but they do it regularly. Patty Mills hedges the pin down to take away the mid-range shot opportunity for Jokic, and then Jokic fakes the pass to Morris to get Jakob Poeltl moving ever so slightly left. As Poeltl moves left, Jokic drives the other direction and proceeds to post up in the high post. Jokic sees DeMar DeRozan sag in, so he half spins the opposite direction, and Patty Mills can see that his back is still turned, so Patty decides to gamble and try to get the steal. I honestly wouldn't have known how Jokic knew that Patty was coming, except the commentators in the game mentioned that Morris yelled, "Behind you!" which is the only way Jokic could have possibly known he was coming. Either way, the fluidity of Joker's movements here is incredible. Okay, so this is my favorite play of this video, so pay close attention and stay with me here. So I believe this set is called Delay, but I'm not 100% certain, so feel free to correct me, but this action is used a lot in the NBA, and it begins with the sideline handoff between two guards. A lot of the time, this action will get switched, but the Wolves don't switch it on this one, which creates a small but viable opportunity for Gary Harris to hit a 3 in this window. The reason that this window is there is because the man handing the ball off is between the receiver and his man. If the Wolves switched this action, D'Lo could actually just seamlessly stay on top of the action and erase that window, which is why it is so frequently switched. Instead of taking that quick trigger 3, Harris pump fakes, which gets Anthony Edwards closing out above him or to his left-hand side. Harris pitches the ball to Jokic at the elbow, and since Edwards is now above Harris, it invites Harris to go backdoor, which we all know is a lethal threat with Jokic being the man with the ball. In order to counter the backdoor, Ricky Rubio has to help from the weak side corner to deny a layup or dunk, and Joker knows this all in real time. So Jokic fakes the backdoor pass, and even after the pass is made, Rubio is still moving toward the basket due to his momentum, and he has no chance to close out on the corner shooter, despite it being a cross-court pass. Jokic didn't even have to look at Campazzo because this is a set play and he knows he's in the corner. So all Jokic had to read was that Rubio was helping from the corner. Now I love this example because it shows that Joker's passing prowess can overcome even that of an elite defender in Draymond Green. So Jamal Murray curls around Jokic and gets into the air but decides not to shoot. And so he passes out of the shot to Jokic and then continues running around him as Jokic acts as a hub. As Murray runs around him to receive a potential handoff, Jokic reads that Alec Burks has gone over the handoff, which leaves him vulnerable to playing behind Murray if he gets a pass which could result in an easy layup. Since this pass is available to Murray, Draymond Green has to help from the wing. Joker's eyes are on Murray the whole time, and the pass fake here freezes Draymond, and then before you know it, Paul Millsap has an open 3. Okay, so on this one, Murray and Jokic run a handoff which forces the Jazz to switch. And the Jazz don't want Jokic to be able to go one-on-one with Royce O'Neal, so they have Donovan Mitchell help from the weak side. Now, the Jazz know that there's going to be a baseline cutter trying to get a layup, and in this case, the Jazz have Bojan Bogdanovic take PJ Dozier, and then on the weak side, you have Jordan Clarkson splitting the difference or zoning between Will Barton and Monte Morris. So Jokic knows that he has a man in the corner and a man on the wing, and by using this pass fake to Barton, he gets Jordan Clarkson away from the corner. So Jokic spins baseline because that's where the help is sending him, and he already knows that the baseline cutter is being defended, so he doesn't even need to look to know that the corner man is open, and Morris gets a wide open 3. On this one, Monte Morris brings the ball up and pitches to Jokic at the elbow. And I know that the elbow is usually closer to the free throw line, but functionally this is still the elbow in this new spaced out NBA. So it looks like MPJ is going to either curl cut off of Morris or use a double screen handoff with Jokic. And his man Denzel Valentine is lock and trailing him to prevent any outside look. With this scheme of lock and trail, it leaves the Bulls vulnerable to a backdoor pass, which once again, we know Jokic can hit on the money. So the Bulls have Monte Morris's man Archie Diacono protect the lane from a potential backdoor. This is all kosher defense and well played by the Bulls, but unfortunately for them, the man on the weak side corner, Thad Young, is now distracted wondering if he needs to be worried about the back door. On the other hand, maybe he should be worried about Archie Diacono getting posted up by MPJ. Either way, Thad Young has a very long closeout to get to Konchar in the corner, and somehow Jokic sees all of this without really looking. The reason he knows the corner is open is because he can barely see Thad in his peripheral vision, so he's able to make a bullet pass for another open corner three. Okay, on this one we have Campazzo running a transition pick and roll with Jokic, and the Magic ice the screen, which means that Vucevic has to play in drop coverage to protect the basket on the drive. So Campazzo drives the lane to force a switch, and then he kicks it out to Jokic for a mismatch in the high post. This is quite frankly amazing that Jokic has the awareness to know that Fournier is gambling for the steal from the weak side. And I'm not sure if Campazzo yelled at him that Fournier was coming from behind, or if Jokic just knew because of his anxious body language, but either way, Jokic amazingly is able to keep the ball, and now you have a 3-on-2 situation on the weak side. Jokic reads the floor and takes his time, and when he makes the pass, he's looking at the corner, but he hits the cutter for a layup. Well, that's it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and remember to subscribe so you can stay updated on future videos. Thanks.